Hey, what's up guys, I'm Praetorian and welcome back to Hearthstone 4 as we are playing as Great Britain. So we're going to continue helping out in the Russian Civil War as we wait for the war against Turkey to get started. We will do a few things to prepare for that conflict. Also noticing that the Italians are pushing forward against the Yugoslavians here. They likely get them defeated fairly quickly, though they could have a little bit of difficulty here initially. I do expect that they'll probably have this war wrapped up fairly soon. So we're going to let this play for a day or so, just to get the fleet set up, because I already kind of got them arranged, because we're going to be sending some ships to the Mediterranean. So we're going to send 48 ships here, 2 carriers, 4 battleships, 1 battlecruiser, 5 heavy cruisers, 8 light cruisers, and 28 destroyers. Basically, we have 12 capital ships total, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 12 capital ships. And thus we want to have at least 36 screens. You could also make an argument to have more than that. But we'll also have these 10 here who are going to be the ones doing the patrol. So they'll be looking for the Turkish fleet if they come out. This is obviously overkill, but this is like planning for the future, because this is something like what our Mediterranean fleet will look like later on. So definitely overkill for the Turks, but this way we don't have to make too many more adjustments to the Mediterranean fleet, with the exception of probably sending more screens eventually. So these 10 ships would be the ones doing the patrol, while these 48 here would be the one doing the strike force. So we're going to send them both. They already have all of their ships, and send them on over to Alexandria. And we'll also want to send some bombers over there, which I believe we have 50 here. Yeah, 50 naval bombers. So let's go ahead and increase that number up to 100, because I think we have about 60 something in the stockpile. Move them over here, and then we're going to go ahead and train them up as well. Actually, we just want them to train until they're done. And then we'll also want to send some fighters over there too. Send like 200 over there. All right, excellent. So we got the planes and the ships moving on over to the Mediterranean for whenever this war starts, which someone told me that when the Greeks go this route on their focus tree, that it does take longer to get the focus they need to declare war on Turkey than it would if they were going down that Anatolian fascist route, you know, the one that would take them to the Byzantine Empire. So yeah, I've been told that it takes longer for them to do that, but I don't know why that event keeps firing again. I think it's just a bug. Hopefully when the war starts, that event will stop firing. All right, so our units over here have done their thing. We're moving pretty quick here. We're just going to be moving down the rails and taking the supply hubs, which looks like there's also some rails this way. So you could make an argument to have one unit going down each of the lines here. And I think that might be what we're going to end up doing here. So let's go ahead and get rid of their offensive line and make a new one. And then let's go ahead and stretch this over here. Now, one negative of having one unit go down each line is that we won't be able to cut off troops that we run into. So that'd be one unfortunate consequence of this. Yeah, let's go and move over to here. That's one of the rails. There's also one here, which we can go ahead and take this guy after he's done. Have him come down this way. Yeah, and then he'll just keep on moving towards this location. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and start taking all the rails, take the supply hubs, keep our troops supplied while the enemy are not. Alright, so as soon as he's done here, let's have him move to Perm. And just going to keep on moving down this rail system here. Again, we're going to let this guy move here before we move him back down to the other rails. And he'll come over down to this area here. You can make an argument to have him go on the railroad, so let's go and do that so he'll move a little bit quicker down there. And again, that event, as I said, I'm pretty sure it's just broken. Now, we can't set to have these guys use the motorized here, because this is not our territory. So I don't think it works that way when you're on somebody else's territory. Although we are volunteers, of course. But yeah, I don't think we'd be able to set it so that the motorized would supply us. Now, they do have a unit across the river here, and we got some problems with mud. But they just moved there on the rails, so we should be fine attacking them. We did get one of our military factories done. Let's go and take a look, see where we want to put this. See if there's anything we're really, really short on. I'm noticing now that I've redone the fighter wings on the carriers, which I did before we started today's episode, we're now really short on carrier fighters and naval bombers. So might want to get those shortages solved real quick. And then after that, we should be able to just have one factory into each of those, and that should be plenty enough, I think. Because you should get enough of a stockpile where we won't have any issues. So we can do war propaganda against Italy, which we do not want to do. Another thing I wanted to do, but I forgot, is to go ahead and set up the naval invasions here. Now, we could invade from Cyprus here. I'm a little worried about the supply, and you know, it's not that far to hit these ports here. And we're probably going to have... might not go after that one. Yeah, I assume that the Greeks will be able to come over this way. I think the key here will be going after Ankara. So we're going to hit 2 ports up, probably these 2 here. And remember, we can only send 5 divisions at a time, or excuse me, 10 divisions at a time. We'd have to improve our invasion tech if we wanted to send any more than that. All right, so let's go ahead and set just 5 and 5 is what I'm thinking. And you know what, we'll actually go from a different port, even though it doesn't really matter which. We could have you know, both of the invasions going from the same port, if we so desired.
Ready to move.
Which I'm so happy that when they added that in, because you used to not be able to do that. If I had to guess, maybe it's an issue because we already have 10 going. So let me try doing it this way. There we go. All right, so that'll work. So they'll go over there, and then we're also going to have these units train up if they need it, which you see several of the divisions do need a little bit of training. So yeah, we'll just send these 2 invasions whenever the war with Turkey happens. All right, let's go and dip back over to this frontier. I'm going to keep on pushing down these rails and just hope we don't get, like, cut off, because that's a possibility. And then he can go up along these rails here. So this unit, he's going this way. Now, we are going to have some resistance here, so it's not going to be just as clean cut as I was hoping. We'll grab this province real quick, but then maybe we'll come up around this way and go behind them, because I don't really want to fight dudes in the mountains if we can avoid it. And where is that other unit? He's still moving over there. Okay. All right, so we're moving at a very fast speed here with this infantry in it. Very much open to being cut off. I almost want to just destroy that unit real quick. But yeah, we'll keep on pushing forward here. And again, with this guy here, I mean, you could come up around this way. I suppose that would work as well. It's more provinces, though. But we have to move up this way. So, you know what? Let's just go this way. And then we can take that province and try and cut this one unit off here. Alright, so hopefully nobody will stop us on that movement up there. Let's see where this guy's at. He's still moving over here. And you can see that the Russians and the Japanese are helping push the front forward, and they're covering our back here so that we won't get cut off, so that's good. Yeah, just falling right behind us, exactly as we want them to. We got the passive defense, which is the last one to get there. Let's go ahead and go after... I think we're going to do the machine-assisted decryption. If we want to get this done for everybody that we want to do, then we need to get this now. Now, we could form a faction if we so desired. Just click on this, create faction here. If we wanted to, we can name it and all that kind of good stuff. I'm not doing that yet, despite the benefits we could get, which is maybe inviting countries into the faction. I highly doubt anybody would join. Do keep in mind that it's difficult to get non-aligned countries to join your faction. Overall, they typically won't unless you guys share a war together. So I don't expect we'll be able to grow the faction by bringing in like neutral powers. It's mostly going to be allying with countries that are already at war, or if they just have a really, really high amount of threat that they're worried about, then maybe then they'll join the faction. But for the most part, non-aligned countries don't usually join your faction. It's kind of difficult to build non-aligned factions. So we probably wouldn't be able to grow our faction if we had one until the wars really start kicking up. But one thing we would be able to do is become a spy master. There might be a few other benefits of having a faction as well. But I think we're going to stay out of a faction for now, because I don't know if we'll be creating our own. We might be joining somebody else's faction. I want to leave that opportunity open to us if we want to join a faction instead of creating our own, because I don't really know how the factions are gonna look yet. So until they start kind of developing, I don't want to take that that choice to create the faction just yet. We're gonna wait a little bit, guys. There's really no rush on it. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and sweep up around here. And oops, it's paused. Didn't realize that. I was like, why is this guy not moving? and cut this guy off here, though it does look like they're now attacking. That's unfortunate. Yeah, they might end up pushing him back right into where we want to go, too. We got the basic armor protection, fantastic. So we're going to want to make adjustments to those light tanks, though we haven't actually gotten this light tank model yet. I know a lot of people don't like tanks. I personally love them. I love them for their speed. I feel like the speed is incredibly powerful. Also, the lower production cost is helpful as well. So yeah, we're going to get the 36 light tanks, and then we'll be able to change up our design. And since we no longer have to have the design company in order to get the benefits before it finishes researching, we'll just add it to it later, and I think it should be fine. But we can make an adjustment to our current light tank model, which does have a few issues that I'd like to fix with it, particularly the speed. And also, I kind of want to get rid of this armor here. So we're going to switch over to the welded armor, and that is going to increase the production cost by quite a bit. But the riveted armor is just not great. So yeah, we'll go and switch over to the welded armor, and then go ahead and increase the speed. Oh, we don't have any experience. Never mind. All right, we're gonna have to wait to do all that. I didn't realize how low the current army experience was. Okay, so we'll just have to wait. It's fine. All right, so still trying to wrap around here. This is just taking forever. And moving over towards that victory point there. Where's the other unit? Let's take a look and see where he's at. We did knock out the light attack and piercing for these ships here. Let's go ahead and get... I think we'll do the next one here. We could also do this one as well. And how about the battleships? Let's get the light cruisers improved, though. Alright, so it's going to be 92 days. We don't have the experience to get it faster. There's nothing else, right, that we need? No, just those two. So let's go and get this grabbed up. And we're going to try and get all of the naval techs, if we can. I'm surprised with how few troops there are to stop this. Now, we have moved here. Excellent. So finally took that province. Now, I think they'll likely... Well, maybe not. I was going to say they might retreat before we get over here, but perhaps not. We're moving at a better speed now. Now, they are bringing another division over here, but he's not going to get there in time. They did, unfortunately... Okay, I think we just overran them there. All right, excellent. And so now they're attacking here. We'll let them do that silly attack if they desire. Georgia just rebelled against the Soviets. And what's nice is that, you know, they're able to kind of take care of all this for us. Now, there might be some negatives of those rebellions for the Russians, because I don't know what happens after the war is won, if those countries are still around and haven't been wiped out yet. But as of right now, it has been advantageous to us. We're going to throw this way and get around that unit. I'm not going to attack across a river. Not the best way for us to go. Let's take a look and see how we're doing on getting the rails seized up here. Alright, so this northern one is obviously moving the fastest. This one here will be a little bit trickier because you have two supply hubs here, so you can really only go against one of them. You know, we only have the 3 units right now, so we're kind of a little bit limited. But yeah, I'm surprised with their lack of defense. They're really not doing anything to stop us here. Yeah, they're just kind of sitting very passive overall. And we've seen a little bit of movement on the Soviets' part. I think it's just too many fronts for them. They just can't manage them all. Alright, so once we get over here, we'll grab that, and then maybe we'll get that one if nobody else has and try and surround this unit. He might be defeated by that point already, though. This guy is moving incredibly fast up here in the north. Very impressed with his speed. They are not playing. Alright, so just keep on moving along the rails here. And then over here, we did get here before they defeated that unit, so let's go and see if we can't get them cut off now. Grabbing this rail province, so we can get them overrun. And the less divisions we got to fight all the way across Russia, the better. Alright, so as far as where they're at on their advance towards Moscow, they've moved a few provinces over here from Ukraine. Now, we could send more volunteers to Ukraine, I suppose. That'd be one possibility, and be able to advance this quicker. Let me just see here. Yeah, you know what? Let's go ahead and do that. We already have these 3 volunteers, so why not? And we'll be able to get this war done quicker. So we'll go ahead and send these volunteers to them. I assume they'll accept that, and we'll get there on the 2nd of October. Should have done that as soon as we started today's episode, actually. Alright, so they've already taken that. So let's just go ahead and start pushing up along here then. And I want to say the rails connect. Yeah, they connect here. So you grab this one, then this is irrelevant because the supply hub is no longer connected. So that's clearly the best way to go here. All right, so they're advancing. How are we doing over here? You want to keep going up north? I think so. We could probably push south once we get up to this point. That's what I think we'll likely do. So right here is where we'll start moving down south. And once we get our troops over here, we'll push towards Moscow on the 2nd of October, I believe. And it looks like we should be able to get the Soviet Union defeated. Make sure that the Russians win here. Oh, that's not the right way. It's right there. All right, so we did get machine-assisted decryption. Let's get the next one. We're now at 38 days to finish the Germans up. This will be done in about a month or so. And I'm not sure who we'll work on next. I'm thinking France. I suppose you could do Turkey, but it's not really necessary to do the Turks. Oh, these guys have finished up here, so let's go ahead and grab that. I guess this is kind of like a rail hub here because it goes all different routes. Let me just take a look and see where we want to go from there. Probably just go north after that. Yeah, I think that's the best way to go. And this will take us to Moscow. So grab it and then go to Moscow. So yeah, these units might get there before the Ukrainian ones can. That's a real possibility. We did get enough political power to make an adjustment here. A lot of things I'd like to do, honestly. We could go ahead and go after the tank designer now so that we can research that tech faster. I suppose that would make sense. What else are we currently researching here? We can also get the bonus to the material designer, the infantry equipment designer. That'd be nice to have as well. We haven't gotten the industrial concern yet. So those unlock in 1939. So I could see getting this too. And then there's all the military staff as well that we haven't gotten. Manpower is a bit of an issue, so could try and change up away from volunteer only. So all these are viable options, I feel. But let's do the tank designer first. And let me take a look. So you might want to like switch over here, and then I don't know if it matters really, but either way we're gonna get the bonus, so it doesn't really matter, I suppose. But we did it anyway. Poland just defeated Lithuania, not surprising, and at the same time, our divisions have arrived in Ukraine. So we're going to just advance towards, we could go after Stalingrad since we already have units coming towards Moscow, and it's really not that far away. Stalingrad is a key location to take if you want to get them defeated. So you know what, I think that's what we're going to do. Let's have our units advance just up along here somewhere. And I don't know that I ever gave this army a planning bonus. Not that it matters because we're not actually fighting anybody, but we'll do it anyways. And they're constantly moving too, so they're not even able to take time to get a planning bonus. All right, so going after, we want to grab that location just because it's 3 victory points, and then we'll come back down and go this way. All right, so just making sure our units are advancing, which one of them's not. Let's go ahead and grab all these up, and we're just following the rails. All right, so that looks pretty good. And we'll take a look to see how close they are to capitulating. They're probably fairly close. 54%. I guess we mostly have the eastern part of the country, which is just not worth very many victory points. Our units have gotten over here, and if there's nobody to stop us, we'll go and advance immediately. Uzbekistan has rebelled. These guys might get there first. Yeah, they're going to get there first. We'll just let them go then and have this guy advance instead. Somebody got there, but it doesn't matter. They're all moving on the rails, so you can easily get them defeated. Let's go and take that province now and attack this guy here. And again, just keep on advancing towards Stalingrad. Alright, let's make sure these units have orders. A unit is, or never mind, a province is cut off. There's no unit there. Alright, so they're advancing up this way. And let me make sure this guy's got orders too. He does. Alright, let's keep on pushing that front forward while these guys are taking the victory points over here. Which one of these worth more? That one's worth 5. So yeah, let's just go ahead and push forward and grab that one. There's nobody here to stop us now. They've made this fairly easy for us. Alright, he's going to go up along the rails to grab Stalingrad here. Alright, so just keep our eye on all our troops to make sure that they're not, you know, fighting anybody that they don't have to fight, or maybe any opportunities to cut anybody off. We did get the research done here, and I think that we are done now. If we wanted to go ahead and get something like Marines or Mountain Infantry or Paratroopers, we could. But since we just got that research bonus, I think we're going to go ahead and knock out these techs here. Yeah, let's go and get this one next. And then we'll do the engines. We only have 4 army experience. These volunteer wars that we've been helping out in, we have not been getting much army experience from them, unfortunately. Because we're not doing much fighting, but I guess that's a good thing, as we're able to get the war done sooner. Alright, so we knocked out our focus. Britannia rules the waves. That gave us those reduction to the naval doctrines. And most importantly, we're trying to get to these here, so we'll have research bonuses for the 1940 techs. However, if there's anything that we could really use now, because we have time to get those. So if there's anything we like really want right now, we could go ahead and get that real quick. This here would allow you to build cruisers faster. That's pretty important, pretty helpful. Let me see if there's anything over here that I've been kind of avoiding. You know, I think we might do this one, so we'll have more manpower. And I had many people respond about why the Germans might be the only one who aren't getting their opinion decreased. You know, I had said that maybe it was because they were a monarchy, but I think, you know, we have Poland here as a monarchy, and they're not getting a, you know, bonus. They're still getting the reduction. I think it just has to do with the fact that this is the kind of like ally with Germany tree, and so all this is kind of like, hey, we're not going to get as involved in the continent, and, you know, Germany's going to be our ally on the continent, and thus that'll be their sphere of influence. Well, we're going to be more like a colonial war, you know, world power focused on our fleet. Again, Germany and Britain kind of gel really well because of that. The Germans can just kind of dominate the continent, while the British focus on the Navy and the colonies. All right, so just make sure all these units are advancing. Yeah, we still got plenty of orders left to go here. Yeah, we'll knock that out just so we can get more manpower, since we are running a little bit low. We have more than we did before. And something happened. The war was won. All right, so I think that means, oops, I don't want to have that guy select anymore. So does that mean that like Ukraine needs to be reconquered? Yeah, Ukraine and Georgia are now free. So that's interesting. We'll have to see what happens if the Russians decide to conquer them or not. Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. There's also Uzbekistan. They lost that as well. And I think they gave up territory to the Japanese in order to get them to help them. So I think that's how that works, is that the Russians, during their civil war, they can give up territory to different countries, and then they'll join the war for them. And so what they gave up was this here and this here. And so that makes Russia weaker and Japan stronger. And it looks like they have also become Qing China as well. And so, not sure how long that'll take before they actually rebel. We'll just have to wait and see. But I'm wondering if the Japanese will end up attacking the Russians. And not entirely sure what will end up happening here. Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. Chinese are continuing wrapping up their little wars. Just communist China still left. They're defending very well in these mountain provinces because they've been trying to take these for a while now and not having much success there. We can get our naval doctrine because of that 50% reduction. So let's go ahead and do that. We will go after... I think we might just do this one here. Just keep on moving down here until we get that capital ship armor. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so because we have the 3 bonuses, the next 2 would also only cost 50 experience for us. So our ships are located here, and I didn't send any submarines. That's the one thing I forgot. So we might want to go ahead and get some submarines going in there. So let's get these guys placed. And then, yeah, we'll send a few submarines over there. And we'll likely just send level 1s, I think. Yeah, let's just send level 1s, and we're going to send, I don't know, probably quite a few. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 maybe? Yeah, I guess he's ending 15. Or maybe even more. We'll send 18 over there. And we'll stop them from training as well. And let's get them going into... I suppose I can go in the same port here. Alright, excellent. So we'll give them some submarines to help them out. We can go up to speed 5 again, since we're not helping in any wars at the moment. Mexico just finished up their war. Okay, they're also moving towards communism, 56%. The United States is at 33% towards communism. And remember, they will have that ally in Europe now. Now, one thing we could do is try and take out the French Commune early. I'm almost tempted to do that, actually. So get the next one here. 7 more days to get the Germans done. Yeah, I'm really tempted to declare war on the French. I really want this war with Turkey to start first, though. Again, I feel like we're just waiting on this and it's not happening. Just taking so long. I would have thought they would have declared war already. We got our volunteer forces back. Excellent. We'll just kind of move some of these guys over here, so I don't have any supply issues in that province. And we have some free civilian factories. So let's go ahead and get... We're probably doing another civilian factory here, because we still don't have a full 2 lines just yet. Now, we are spending 10 civilian factories on the intelligence agency. So we'll get those back. But yeah, we still won't have a 3 full lines as of right now. So I can see getting a few more, guys. Getting a few more civilian factories here. Maybe like 5 more. No, we'll do 4 more. And then go back to military factories and dockyards. Probably more dockyards, actually. Let's get a few more dockyards going. Maybe 3 will be good for right now. And then back to the military factories. Alright, so that'll keep them busy for a time. Now, one thing I want to do is get more capital ships going. But yeah, you can see we're really short on the dockyards because I think a lot of these are repairing right now. Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of these are repairing up. I don't think we're going to do heavy cruisers, guys. I've never been a big fan of heavy cruisers in HOI4. They just get sunk too easily. For the amount of production they take, I just feel like they get sunk really easily. And I'm considering attacking them before the Americans can do anything about it. They don't have their own faction. That's another good reason to attack them now. Yugoslavia has been defeated. The Italians have annexed all that. Alright, so things are really starting to take shape here. We have the field hospitals. Fantastic. Not close enough to 1939 yet. Could go in and go after the signal companies. That way we have all of the support companies. You know, I think we're going to do that. That kind of just lets us do what we want with our division designs, even if we don't have the experience to actually do anything. And then after we finish that, maybe we'll work on the armored trains so we can get down to the railway guns. I'd like to get those producing, as I'm sure we're going to want those bonuses. It's not as important as it was with the Soviet series. India's got a civil war happening over here. Let's see who is who. They're both not aligned. Alright, well, that's interesting. No, these are fascists. They just don't have any fascist support here. So it looks like they sided with Germany in their focus tree. Yeah, I think they went the German route. We'll just have to see what happens there. It does look like free India, the fascists will lose, because remember there's that bug with them being free, the bug that we experienced. That means that if they went fascist on this tree, then I assume that this would be their side. You know, I don't really know who's who. Hard to say which one's the original one. But I'm going to guess one of them have no divisions. And so the other one has all the divisions, while one has none. And it looks kind of like it's the fascists, which is what I was thinking, have no divisions. That's that bug that we experienced. So could go ahead and get our cryptology level up. We probably won't do that one anytime soon, if ever. We'd have to really be sitting on a lot of civilian factories, extra civilian factories. A lot of stuff to get over here as well. We could do the suicide pills real quick. Let's go and do that. Point is, now we're working on something that's 5 civilian factories, which will give us access to the rest of those that we were using. And so now we have 2 full lines. We'll try and get it up to the 3 full lines eventually. I want to have at least that, I feel, as a major power. What I really want is the dual purpose guns. That doesn't unlock till 1940, though. I'm surprised this doesn't, because they're in the same area, so you'd think it was. But yeah, apparently this is not ahead of time. So could go and grab that up, because critical hits are so bad. So yeah, we'll get that. Just really focusing on those naval techs. So yeah, it was just the non-aligned India that won here. Alright, so again, I think the bug affected that, and that's why it went down that way. Got another ship here. Going to get him going into this training task force, and we're going to pull this one out, put him over here. Yeah, I'm just waiting for this war to start. Don't know when that's going to be. I think it just takes them a while on their focus tree to get over there. It's just, I think that event though, it's just broken and just keeps firing. More than likely, it's either doesn't set a flag or doesn't check to see if a flag is set or whatever, and so yeah, it just keeps on firing over and over again. We've seen that before in past series. I've even gone into the event files and fixed it just so we didn't have to keep seeing it pop up over and over again. We could go after the improved engine. Yeah, let's go knock that out real quick, and then we'll build those next level of tanks. And finally, we have something happen over here, Turkey, but it's not what we were waiting for. It was not the war. Maybe it is. I don't know, because it seems like it's all the areas that... Yeah, that is strange. No, this is not. It has nothing to do with the Greek one, even though it is all the areas that we were going to get. So I think the Greeks are supposed to get all this here, because they get all the territory that's along the Aegean, and that would be along the Aegean. So I think they would get all this, and then we were set to get here. So it makes me feel like this is tied to the Greek thing, but just looking at that event, it didn't seem like it. I guess we'll wait and see what happens there. Things might not quite go the way we were expecting there, though. It's a possibility with them having a civil war now that could mess some things up. So we did knock out the focus here, which again will get us a lot of extra manpower. This is an event about isolating the Mediterranean threat. This is about the Italians, I think. Okay, well, we're not going to do that. I'm not entirely sure what it does, honestly. The Italian Navy threatens our shipping through the Mediterranean. We must begin a campaign of diplomatically isolating them to contain the threat. I don't know what this is about. Let me know what this is about, guys, if you happen to know. And what that event does, the isolate the Mediterranean threat. Does it make them, not ally with the Italians? I couldn't say. But yeah, I don't want to spend the time doing it without knowing what it actually does. And we do want to start getting these 1940 research bonuses. So let's go and start working on that. We'll do the... I almost want to do the carrier first. Let me see what this grants, because it looks like you can get 1 extra focus if you go with the battleship one. Because yeah, this does require the battleship focus. You get the Vanguard. You can't do it until 1944 though. And it will get a new variant, the Vanguard variant. Okay. You know, I think we might end up going for this one just so we can get access to that. Either way, you know, there's no extra benefit here. It's just research bonuses. And I don't really care which one we research faster. Same amount of research for both, I think. So, yeah, I think we'll do the battleship one. Yeah, because this one you can get either way. And yeah, I'm not seeing anything that this one would, unlock. So why not? Why not get the extra focus, even if it isn't until 1944? So we'll do the battleship focus here. We have a lot of focuses we want to get. That'll give us research bonuses for the 1940 tanks. So that's why we're going through it so much earlier. Obviously, we're pretty far from 1940. We've got a whole year left. So this is the nationalization of the Mexican oil, which does affect us. Since the British do have oil fields there, and I don't remember what exactly we were getting from that. If we were getting oil, if we were getting civilian factories, but maybe it'll show us here. So we can say this one here, and there's nothing we can do about it, and we'll lose 25 political power. We can say we'll embargo trade with Mexico until they come to their senses, and that will result in them having a negative 100 trade relations. So it's going to be harder for them to trade with us. Or we can say our options are limited and force of arms must be considered, and then we'll get a puppet focus against them, but we're going to lose stability and war support. We're just going to do the embargo. Yeah, so we'll put a trade for our stuff, which is good because, you know, the Mexicans are going communist. They're a future enemy. So we don't want them to be able to trade with for our goodies. So we'll keep them from doing that. We can modify the officer corps. I think we're saving the political power for other things, though. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff we need to get here. So we'll just wait. Trying to fill out our government first. We got the suicide pills. Fantastic. So the next thing we're going to want to do... I could go ahead and do the blueprint stealing. I imagine we'll probably do some of that a bit later. I just kind of want to knock all these out just so we'll be done with them. And just get all the ones we want, and then be done with this for the rest of the campaign. We can do interrogation techniques real quick, trying to capture those operatives, which might be operating in London. Got that maintenance company, fantastic. So we are close enough to 1939 to start working on 1939 techs. So let's go and do that. We will do the Concentrated Industry 3 first. And yeah, we'll just kind of follow along with this war, see what's happening here. And it's just kind of weird that it you know, broke apart in the same way that it was supposed to be divided for us. But yeah, I don't think it is tied to the Greek thing. Maybe. And I've never actually seen them do this before, so maybe it fires that way, but I don't think that's the case. I think that has to do with that all those state modifiers that they have. You know, these little state modifiers with the Kemalist and the Traditionalist. I think it's a civil war between them, honestly. We can modify our government now, so let's go ahead and get the industrial concerns, since we're going to be working on those 1939 techs, so being able to get these faster is helpful. Yeah, we'll do the industrial concern. Just try and get all these research bonuses. I really focus on the research, especially as the British, where we're trying to have, you know, land, sea, and air technology as up to date as possible. But yeah, I don't like that this is like delaying me from doing anything else because I'm concentrating so much over here. I mean, 10 divisions doesn't seem like a lot, but we don't have a ton of divisions. So yeah, I don't know. I almost want to just start a war. I mean, we could always start like a little one, I suppose. Got those 1936 tanks, excellent. Could go and do the medium ones. Not like we have any army experience to do anything though, guys. The army experience is bad. We need to get some officer corps. But again, just kind of focusing on other things with the political power right now. The research bonuses, honestly. Just so we can get through this tech tree as quickly as possible. I suppose we'll continue with the industrial techs. Let's go after the construction 3 next. I know I said we'd get the armored trains. We'll do that once we finish the signal company. Let's work on these industrial techs. Let's get to the construction 3 so we can get through our construction faster. I think that'd be helpful. So now we'll just kind of watch this civil war over here. It does look like this side will win. What are they called? We got the provisionary state of Anatolia and Turkey. It looks like the provisional state will be the one to win that. So let's go after blueprint stealing next. Yeah, we got our intel guy over here getting his intel. Got the ships over here, got the invasions planned. Yeah, I just wish I had known before that this was going to take this long. I would have done something else. They've changed their color, the Kingdom of Poland and Romania, so they've annexed them. And so now they're one country. A weird looking country with East Prussia here, and of course this situation here from them annexing Czechoslovakia. So this is all kind of a weird looking map here now at with their unification. I suppose it looked strange even when they weren't unified though. But yeah, they're a lot more powerful now. So you now have a decent sized power here in between the Russians and Germany and Austria-Hungary. So that's interesting, a little border state. I don't know exactly how things are going to go down there. So we can get another doctrine here. So let's go after this one, get that capital ship armor, and increase organization for those battleships. We've got one more 50% bonus, guys, that we can take advantage of. No army experience at this moment. We got the blueprint stealing. Let's go after... Won't do that one. I suppose we'll do the invisible ink next. Let's keep on knocking those out. Were we about to get an operative? I don't think so. Yeah, we already got all the operatives we can get from the upgrades. Got the improved engine, fantastic. I think that's going to be it here. Could also get the infantry equipment here, but we didn't get the material designer, so we could research that quicker if we waited. So let's just go ahead and get the artillery guns so we can get those building. 78 days to knock that out. Let's take a look at the fleet. I'm sure we have some ships that need to get sent somewhere. And then let's see if there's any bigger ships here. Yep, let's go and pull that light cruiser out. All right, fantastic. We got the Battleship Focus as well. That unlocks the expand the repair yards. And I really like that this gives you a 10% bonus to repair speed. Also gives you more dockyards. That'd be really helpful to have. However, I do want to keep working on getting those research bonuses. So we'll have them all by the time for the 1940. Because remember, it's not just the naval ones, which I think is just the one more, which is the destroyer focus. That's all we need for the naval. But then we have the air ones as well. I want to get the research bonuses for these, too. And so that's another 2 to get at least, to get to the fighter command. So yeah, what we'll do is go ahead and do the destroyer focus first. We'll get this later, guys. Let's just get these research bonuses knocked out so we'll have them for 1940. I want to make it through the 1940 techs as quickly as we can, get them out there producing the planes and the ships. But yeah, we're in 1939 and no war happening just yet. As far as who we could attack, there's the Civil War. Could also help us sign out here for experience, I suppose. Though I worry that we'd like help them too much. You could go with the unaligned states of America. I don't think they're in the war though. Yeah, I think they're neutral. I don't really want to help the Confederacy though, honestly. I mean, if the unaligned states of America were involved, then I'd for sure help. But I think it's the only war we could help in, right? Let me just double check on this. You got the Turkish Civil War, which we don't really care about. It looks like that's already been decided anyways. You got the war in China, I suppose you could help out in, which I think that would just be costly, honestly, attacking into these mountain provinces. So probably won't want to help that in that conflict. Yeah, I don't think we're going to help with the American one. The whole purpose was to have a communist America, and what if we win? What if we help the Confederacy win? Then that would be a negative, obviously. So yeah, let's not do it. I was thinking we'd just get some experience, but yeah, we'll let them fight it out and see how it goes. Again, we assume the communists will win there, and it does look like that's the way it's going down. Yeah, the communists are winning. But yeah, as far as like wars we could do, I mean, there's really not a whole lot other than attacking the French that I could see doing. That I'd actually want to do, I mean, is just attack the French. I suppose you could attack Portugal because they're fascist. So that'd be an option as well. Could go after the Italians. Yeah, I don't really want to do that. Yeah, if we were to attack anybody, it would be the French. How long would it take to do a war goal against them? Obviously, we're not very long. Not very much political power either. Obviously, we're not ready for war with the French. We'd have to move a lot of divisions, get everything kind of set up for that. Let's do maybe we're not going to do any boost ideology. We'll be in the non-aligned. We won't do any of that. Might do want to do this for diplomatic pressure for getting people to join your factions, I suppose. And then we definitely want to do anti-partisan. We might need that a bit later. All right, so we'll do diplomatic training, then anti-partisan, and then we'll get those cryptology bonuses, and then we'll be done. So still quite a few things left to do, but by the end of this year, we should be done with those. We can't modify our government. Again, let's go ahead and go after... Could go and do the material designer. There's also the political advisors that we want to get here. We definitely want to get those bonuses. That'd be nice to have. War industrialists would be nice to have as well, allowing us to build those dockyards and military factories faster. And then there's the material designer too, but we can always wait to get that. I think we should get something for experience, guys. Yeah, I think that would be for the best, like a chief of army. As far as which one we'd want to get here, we have a genius, increasing division speed by 15%. Wow. Yeah, I think we're going to do that, guys. Otherwise, it's defense or offense or training somebody up, which I don't know. We can take a look real quick. If we have anybody that's like, could be assigned to something. Yeah, you got all these level 4s here, but they're all going to be specialists, so not very good. They might not even have any options available to them either. Yeah, it doesn't look like they have anything available. They just don't have the traits for it. Yeah, he doesn't have anything either. Yeah, nobody has any traits. It might light up if you have an option here, actually. So yeah, I think we just get a chief of army. Though, if we're going to get army maneuver, it costs an additional 200 political power that we'd have to save up. Now, he's going to give us more experience, so that's another benefit of picking him. We wouldn't go for defense. Offensive is nice, obviously. But yeah, I don't think he can beat a division speed of 15% and a genius. So I think we're just going to wait, get that 200 political power. We do have a free dockyard. Also, I forgot about the damn light tanks again. I keep forgetting about them. So let's get these designing now before I forget, guys. So this is just a one-man turret. You know, we might not have the experience. Because again, they start out your design with nothing. Unlike with the ships where they'll take stuff from the previous design. Yeah, the lack of army experience is really limiting what all we can do here with a lot of things. Division designs haven't been done yet. So I guess it's not a big deal that I hadn't gotten it yet. Because we can't. We don't have any army experience. I keep forgetting that we only have 4 sitting up there, and that's it. That's all we got. So yeah, let's just go and put this dockyard into something here. I'm tempted to go ahead and get the next shipbuilding. Let me take a look if there's anything to add to the carrier. Anything that's more up to date here. We still haven't got the radar yet. That's another thing we need to get. I don't think so. So yeah, we could go ahead and add the carriers in here. Get one more carrier going. Put the 5 dockyards into this as well. Just build one of these. I'm gonna get them set up here, good to go. And probably just pull some dockyards from the cruisers and the destroyer, and then just add them back. Alright, so we got up to 4 here. That's good enough for now. So remember, we're waiting for the 200 political power before we do anything else over here. Get that 200 and start getting some army experience going, because yeah, that's really keeps messing me up that we don't have that. The French Commune just joined the mutual assistance bloc. Okay, so that might cause some problems. I don't think there's anybody in this. Oh, nope, Communist China. So that means France is going to go to war with China. Interesting. So if they start pumping troops over here, then they might be more open to being attacked in Europe. We'd have to send more troops to Asia, though, because if they have a bunch over here, then it'd stop us from conquering Indochina, which is something I want to take from them. So yeah, they're actually in a faction now. And what we could end up seeing also happen is the United States join that faction, which would start the war with the U.S. earlier than we'd like. And so that's a real possibility. Something to consider. So let's get these factories assigned. I think we'll work on a couple more civilian factories here. Just trying to get that 3rd line built up, but just a little bit more. I'm thinking like maybe 4. We'll do 4 more civilian factories, and then after that we'll just focus exclusively on military and dockyards for a little while. Yeah, I think that's what we do. We also need to get the radar stations. That's another thing we'll need. But let's go and get these military factories assigned here, and maybe some more dockyards too. You know what, let's do 2 more dockyards, and then we'll do the military factories. So we'll do one over here in London, one up here, and then just get some more military factories going. Alright, so that'll keep them busy for a while. We can get that last naval doctrine, so let's go ahead and do that. Could get the floating airfield for the sortie efficiency. Yeah, that'd be nice to have. Improve our carriers a bit. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, so that's it for the doctrine research bonuses that we had. And the civil war in Turkey's done. So now they have the provisionary state of Anatolia here. And still no war between the Turks and the Greeks. Yeah, it's kind of a bummer. So we can get these here, now that we've knocked out all of the 1936 techs. But yeah, I don't know if that should be our priority, or should we just focus on these industrial techs? I think we will continue to work on these. Let's go and get the engineer companies next. Try and get all those bonuses. I got the diesel-powered emergency pumps. Excellent. So we are done with that line. Completely done with it. Could increase our torpedo attack. Suppose that would be a nice benefit to have as well. But let's go and start with the bracket shooting. Let's get the light attack and heavy attack over here pumped up for those capital ships. And I keep getting messed up that we can modify our government. We need to wait till the 200 political power. Alright, so looks like we will not have a 1939 war unless we attack the French. But if we do that, we might be starting a larger conflict against the Americans, which kind of mess them up too because they're in their civil war. Might want to wait until the civil war is done here before we go to war with France, if we don't want to fight the Americans yet. Like if we want to give them time to recover, for instance, that'd be one way to think of it. Also, the fact that, are we ready to engage in the naval conflict with them? So we did get the diplomatic training. So let's go after the anti-partisans next. And, oh, we still need, no, we don't need that one. We still need these ones. So yeah, we'll go for the anti-partisans, then those ones. So 4 more of these left. It's about 4 more months, and then we'll be done. So yeah, well before the year is up. We do have a military factory here. So let's just kind of evaluate where all of our factories are positioned. So we're really changing our priority up to the Air Force now. Really pumping these factories into planes, get this Air Force built up. Just kind of pulling back on some of the other equipment that we have plenty of. We can go ahead and get some more units trained up. Now, given many of these designs are not very good, I probably want to only build troops that are somewhat decently designed, close to being done. So yeah, we're going to get like, I don't know, 5 more of these guys here. Then we want to get a lot more of these for covering all that colonial territory that we have. I'm thinking like 15 more, honestly. Maybe even 20. Yeah, just for covering ports and stuff. Yeah, let's go and do 20 more of those. Because we got a lot of territory around the world that we want to cover. And, you know, we don't want to send like super good divisions to do that. You know, those guys, you just throw some engineers on them and they'll do fine. If you put enough of them in a province, you could always increase the size a bit of them as well. Maybe get them up to like 20 width or something like that. Yes, we do have the political power, so let's go ahead and get the Chief of Army, Alan Brooke. And that'll get us that extra experience. And of course, the really powerful speed bonus there will be super helpful to have. All right, so with that, we'll actually start getting some army experience now. So I'll start ticking up a little bit faster. We could have been training these troops up as well, I suppose. I was trying to help with the equipment, but maybe we should be training these guys. Yeah, we need to do something, frankly. So we're just going to train all these up for right now, if they're not doing anything. We'll keep these 6 sitting around for if we decide to help anybody else out in their wars. As of right now, there's not any that I want to get involved in. Maybe the China one, but it looks like they're going to conquer Indochina on their own, which is kind of a negative because I wanted Indochina. So it's kind of a bummer that the French did that, but at least you don't have to worry about the French in Asia anymore. So when we go to war at France, it'll be exclusively in Africa and Europe. I mean, you got a little bit of stuff here in the Americas as well to deal with. But yeah, I think what we'll end up doing is waiting for the Civil War to end, and then we're going to declare war on France and take them out. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. And just still sitting here on this Greece-Turkey thing as well. So for the war with France, we'll need troops here to conquer their territory in Syria. We'll need more troops in Africa to take out their African territory. Probably have to do a naval invasion into North Africa here to get that territory conquered. And then we'll have to do naval invasions across the straits as well. Now, given you only really need to defeat France here to get control of all this territory here. But we don't want them invading from that territory either. So yeah, I think that's going to be our next war, guys, is war with France. We'll wait until the American Civil War is over so that the communists, although they're not actually communist yet. Okay, I didn't think about that. They're not communists, so they wouldn't be willing to join. They might even end up setting up their own faction too and not joining the French one. That's a possibility as well. We've seen them do that before. Yeah, I think that might be the way we want to go, guys, is go ahead and just attack the French now. Could also go to war with the Dominions, get those conquered as well, but I think we should do that through the focus tree. But yeah, I think France is going to be our first war, guys. So we'll start preparing for that, getting all of our units set up. We might just have to pull the units from this invasion. We'll keep it there or whatever, but not actually have any units assigned. And then just use the divisions here to take out Syria real quick. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do, guys. We'll go and get this all set up for war against the French. So we'll start that next episode, start working on the war goal. I don't know how strong they are. We can take a look real quick. We should switch over one of our operatives so we can get more intel on them. As far as their ships go, we'll be able to defeat their fleet without too much difficulty. Plane numbers, they have about around the same number, probably a little less than we do. And then as far as their divisions go, yeah, they have more than we do, so that'll be a concern. Yeah, they have a larger army. We have a really tiny army, honestly, but we are building up right now. So once we get all these guys deployed, let me see how long this takes again, because I think it's 90 days, so we wouldn't want to do it immediately. Yeah, 90 days, because then we'd have only 6 months. I think we might wait. But the plan is to attack the French first. So yeah, we'll take them out and get all the divisions signed, do all that. We'll do that next episode, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it, subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment. Do hope to see you on the next one. And thanks for watching.